Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Team Nerd Herd podcast, where our best advice here is if you want to do it right, collect what you like. But you know how it goes for Monday FANime Talk. If you want to view it right, anime for life. And speaking of anime, with that intro, you guys, fam, I hope you guys are feeling it. It brings a smile to my face every time we see it, man. How about you, Steve?
Oh man, I just want to get into a big fight sequence with you. Just like there's all these like freaking Dragon Ball Z-esque Kai or Chakra, whatever the power effect you love.
Yeah, man.
It just hits me right here.
That's right, baby. That's right, man. That's right. Well, you guys, today we are going to be catching up and revisiting Demon Slayer, the entertainment arc district. But before we get into that, you guys, we got to, you know how it goes. We got to say what's up to our moderators. Let's do it, Steve. Let's hit it.
Crack it, brother. Let's crack it, man. All right. Let's go ahead and hit the Four Horsemen faction, man. My brothers in arms, man. You got brother number one, brother Rudy. He is the pillar to the community, supported it all, and he has that lucha mask on right now, and he's hitting the crowd, man. You got brother number two, something wrong. You already know something white's gonna happen. It's brother number two. He's brother number 2 times 2. That's four.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's the Havoc.
Oh yeah.
Well, Alonso's Alonso, And you got brother number 3. You got D-Anime, etc. D-Anime, etc. Senpai.
That senpai, baby.
Oh yeah, and then you got Glenn Obi, man. You got Glenn 2K12, man, coming in 4K crystal clear. He's one with the force and the flatulence, man.
Oh, yeah.
And he's able to top, jump big buildings in a single fart.
Oh yeah.
From what I hear,
I think I've seen him.
Yeah. And then we got to give shout outs to the DJ, man. DJ, if these luscious beats that you guys are hearing now is Munster Beats, man. My brother Munster. Shout out to Munster with that Munster mash. And there's gonna be a little bit of changes, y'all. So definitely, man. Let's roll out. Out. And then you got shout outs, man. We're gonna take the stage dive, Eric, right now. Oh, right here.
Here we go. GTK. What's up, man?
Oh, dude, we get a big station, thumbs up, fist pounds, live, love, and prosper, and a little jiu-jitsu action,
All right.
And then you got right here, the legendary Sonnen himself.
That's the man.
Is it really? Or should I touch him and see if there's not a replica? You gotta make sure. Then you got Inja the Beheader Benja, man. Woo! She went, you're naughty. Sheena's naughty. Inja's naughty. Inja is naughty. You want to know why? Because she's
Let's hear it.
Full right now, but she is FANime Talk for life.
Oh yeah, she's she's die hard. You know what I mean? Like she loves katana anime way too much. Yeah,
with her katana and her hilt, man. Then you got big station, the TM nerdy, man. My brother Travis, man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, my brother. Station, part of the PCP Army and Bad Batch, man. Wednesday's coming up, so all aboard. You got to hit it. They go from the morning all the way. They close it down. They close the shop, dude.
In the long haul hours, you know what I'm saying? That OT.
Happy new comic book day. Everything, man. They got a bunch of great content, man. Then you got CRG. So my brother CRG Anthony is in the building. What's going on?
What's up, Anthony? That's right.
All right, man. So Eric, I know I text you last night, and I was just like, Eric, I'm in shambles right now.
Yes, it's true. It is true, you guys. It's definitely you got to watch this arc quite a few times. You know what I'm saying? What's up? What's happening to my brother Raging Cajun? What's happening, JD? Good to see you, man.
Brother JD, man. We got to hang out, brother JD and I, over yesterday at the Simi Valley Toy and Comic Fest, man.
I'm jealous,
brother,
man.
I'm
jealous.
Tight. Oh man, you got the uncanny one. The uncanny one with the swaggy one.
Swaggiest.
The swaggiest of the swaggy.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. So as you were saying, we were definitely shooting some text back and forth, having to rewatch these episodes. Not because you're not getting what the story and the gist of what's going on. We're watching it over and over again, you guys, because there is so much action going on within this arc. It's just incredible.
Pacino comics.
Pacino, man. What's happening?
No, Pacino was over at the Comic Kingpins, man. He heard anime, and he has, his anime sense went in, man. And he's where's this show at? So shout outs to the comic book kingpins who are on right now as well.
Yeah, I was just watching them.
Me too. I was like, hey man, Eric, I'm almost there, and like slowly walking in, dude.
I know. Their rundown with the Avengers Justice League at the end, man. I was
trade
yes, indeed.
It's like picking your best or worst child, man, or the best or best child. You never know.
It's hard to choose. It's hard to choose.
Yeah. Sure.
Yes, indeed, man. So, I mean, you guys, we're going to be getting down to the nitty gritty of everything of what's going on with this arc. So, shout outs to Bat Mike. What's going
up,
down?
All right, let's hit it.
So if you guys remember correctly, where we left off, our trio has gotten off the Mugen train. They're going back and headed. Hyper Combo Comics in the house. What's up, brother? And they're training up, you guys. They're training up. They're back at the mansion, and they're healing up. They're training hard and getting strong. You know what I mean? With Rocky Balboa style, you guys. And we see our sound pillar, Tengen, and he's heading towards this district. He's getting one of the gals, or a few of the gals actually, to try to back him up, to kind of get them into, one of the kind of geisha houses. And Tanjiro and the trio, they're not having it. You know what I mean? And so they volunteer themselves to kind of go on this mission. And, they're trying to literally run with the big dog, you guys. I mean, the sound pillar, he is gone like the wind, literally. And as they're making it to the district, his plan is obviously the same plan that he had in the beginning. He wanted some gals to go and infiltrate these specific houses that he had sent his wives, you guys. There's a homeboy is a good-looking dude. He's got the bling on. He's a flashy mofo, and he's got three very attractive looking women, wives, but they're lethal too, you guys. They're ninja. They're straight up ninja. So don't let their good looks fool you. They are definitely they live the ways of the warrior, as does their husband. And so so if you're really looking at our trio, you guys, and you're he dresses them up, and I mean the prettiest one gets locked up right fast, you guys. We get our man Inosuke, boar face without the boar on his head. He's pretty like a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, he is a handsome. Dude, he is the handsomest. Like, man, he is a beautiful man.
Yeah, beautiful man.
Kind of like Prince. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a beautiful human being right there.
Yeah, dude, you got to give him fist pounds and give him his dap.
Oh yeah, he's easy on the eyes, you know what I mean? And second to get picked up is our man Tanjiro, who, I mean, he's a good-looking dude, you know what I mean? But when they give him a little bit of the top knot, he's he's somewhere in the middle, you know what I mean? He's somewhere like me. He's like a 5, you know what I'm saying? And so the last to get picked up, and and Tengen is looking at Zenitsu just like, like, have this guy clean bathrooms. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's telling the head of the household, have this full clean bathrooms. And so they're masquerading as geishas in these houses, and they're trying to find Tengen's wives, you guys. And so they're trying to find out information because they know something heavy, something thick is going down within this district, and they're smelling an upper moon within this district, because a lot of funny business is going on, you guys. Appreciate it, Uncanny, thank you. And we got deaths all over, you know what I mean? Just random deaths and things happening within the houses, specifically like with some of the workers that are there, and some of the kind of, I guess you could say, the retiring geishas that are kind of going on their way out. They're like, they've had enough of that life. They're getting picked up for, marriage and what have you. And then all of a sudden they just go missing. You guys. It's like it's literally a mystery, right, Steve? I mean, am I wrong when saying
they're disappearing like the wind, dude? Like the dust in the wind.
Well, yes.
But also, like there's murders that are happening too within the district.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where Tenge is sent, man.
Yeah. Right? It's like a Columbo episode, you know what I mean? Just anime style. We got like a massive action going on, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to solve, the mystery of what's happening to, these young ladies, that's just being abducted and murdered, and committing suicide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
at least that's
Yep.
what they're thinking. They're thinking a lot of these geishas are
Yes.
committing suicide. Some
Yep.
are just leaving. Some have left, to just stray away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it is all for naught, y'all. It is all for naught. There is a demon that is there, and she is,
Yes.
and she is in the geisha house. She is one of the most beautiful, geishas there. And she's a bit of a a bit of a bitch. She's very, like
Yes.
condescending to the other geishas. There's
Mm-hmm.
kids that are kind of working their way up, not as geishas, but they're
Yeah.
just like their person that takes care of their stuff around there. And a lot of
Right.
these kids are, getting pushed around and stuff like that. So much that the demon pulls, one of her, trade mate or her mate's ear, and
Mm.
it's almost like to the point where it's like bleeding.
Yeah, and this is just a young gal, you guys, like little school age child that is just basically hired hand help, which our trio is basically now hiring to do, except for Inosuke. He's kind of like, they're not kind of geishaing him out just yet, but they're grooming this fool. You know what I'm saying?
He
And
so
he
really
is
wants
not,
it.
yeah, and he is not loving it at all. He is hating every bit of all of this, and so as Stephen was saying with this lead demon, she's the head geisha in this specific house, you guys, and she. Like Stephen said, she's just not very kind at all. She's very mean to everybody that's inside the house, and the one that's actually witnessing everything that's kind of going on, especially with that specific geisha slash demon, is Zenitsu. And as cowardice as Zenitsu is, you know what I'm saying? He's still a fighter and he still knows how to throw down. He still has the heart of the Slayer, right? And so he has had enough, and he puts his hand, on the demon gal, and she is saying like, what are you doing? Get your hands off me. Daki is the name of our geisha, our demon girl, and she is really taken back, not in like shock, but like, you have the audacity to really put your hands on me. It's just disgust because her figure, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's a very beautiful demon, very beautiful posing geisha gal. And
Mesmerizing.
so where her stance is that anything beneath her, ugly, what have you, you know what I mean, is just not meant to come into her presence. And Zenitsu, being the ugliest geisha out of Tengen's group, is like confronting her, and you know what I'm saying. And this demon ain't joking, and she gives Zenitsu the hard backhand that sends him flying. You guys, this totally one shots KOs him, and you can tell by her interaction with Zenitsu that she knows something's going on. That this is not
Normal.
she's curious as to whether or not this person is within the demon corpse, but not necessarily a Hashirama, because a Hashirama ain't gonna be one shotted like that, right? And so Steve, I mean, I don't know about you, but one of the out of the three, the out of the trio, the person that really caught me by surprise in terms of that there's a little bit more to this character other than just like battling skills was Inosuke. Did you feel the same way about his detective skills going on within his house?
Yeah, because I think he was starting to pick up a little more. Zenitsu is in the fire, right? He's
Yeah.
in that house with the geisha, but um, Zenitsu's a mountain man, man. Like, and he's
Mhm.
out there, and his hunting
Yeah.
skills and his prowess, his ears, and everything around him. He was just starting to pick up just the darkness and things, and he
Mhm.
was just starting to get sniff a little too close, and then Zenitsu getting caught, right after,
Yeah.
like it just because she kind of wanted to close that, that out, right? She didn't want
Sure.
anybody else knowing where Zenitsu was.
Right.
She wanted to keep everything how it was, just lit on wraps. But Inosuke was digging. He was digging deeper, man. I think he went through that tunnel and was kind of gliding through his way to see where it was leading.
Mm. Yes. 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 He's really putting really demonstrating the breadth of the beast, which for me, you guys, I feel like is a very underutilized breath that at least we're seeing. You know what I mean? For in comparison to the water breathing and lightning breathing, and now like it being introduced to the sound breathing, and of course how the fire breathing. I mean, Rengoku really displayed his placement in the demon corpse, and so getting an opportunity to see Inosuke's skills, being able to do his kind of like awareness detecting, where he's kind of has like a sonar-esque like breath. Cool comic stats. What's going on?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Welcome, man. Welcome. And so yeah, like Steven, piggybacking off of what Steven's saying, Inosuke is literally like a freaking earthworm, you know what I mean? Able to dislocate his body, and he is literally heading down the tunnels because he knows that this demon is somewhere close, and he's infiltrating what's going on. And so during this time, while he's kind of doing his investigative work, Zenitsu is kind of comforting the girls that were kind of getting abused, and getting a good talking down to by Maki or Daki. Eventually, Daki sniffs him out and she abducts him, and so now he is missing. And all the while, I'm sure you guys are wondering what's going on with Tanjiro up in here. What's he doing? And you guys, there is a bit of some comedy spins to this. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, he's just literally playing the part as like he's washing stuff and really making quick work of his duties. His domestic duties. And so not to say that he isn't communicating with the other two, especially Inosuke, because Inosuke, they meet at the rooftops and they're wondering, like, where is Zenitsu? And this is where Zenitsu gets abducted. And we get to get an opportunity to see a little bit of what Daki's ability is. And she has a really long wrap that she has control over, where she is able to absorb, those that are within reach, and potential food for her. Hey, what's going on, Sheena? HKY, he's in the house.
420. What's going on, Sheena? Woo! What's going on? Oh man, if you guys missed a rewind, go ahead and check them queens, man.
Oh
they
yeah,
had the freshest princess. Oh man, they did a great job.
It was they always know. They are always killing it.
It was like music to my ears, man. That's it.
Yes, right, yes, indeed. Yeah. So I mean, carrying on, you guys. Now, this is where things are really going to start to get heavy and thick, because now they have to go on the offensive, and Tengen is now like saying, okay, you guys, now it's basically going to be the time to move, so we're going to get this started and underway. And Inosuke couldn't be happier, you guys. He's all about action first, think later, you know what I mean? Ask questions after everybody's dead. And so he is going for broke, and this is where he actually discovers the kind of the feeding nesting area for Daki, and she also has some further control over what kind of like her sash is basically able to do. There he is. What's going on, Glenn? Welcome, man. Good to see you,
brother. Good to see you, brother.
Yes, and so the battle is getting started, you guys, and we have a taste of what Daki is fully capable of, you guys. And so, Steve, I don't want to be the one to really break this down. So I want to hear your perspective. Tell the chat what's going on.
Okay, guys. So the district arc, the entertainment district arc is great. I mean, we leave the Mugen train, we jump right into the fray, we see a little bit of training, and it goes right into the freaking frying pan. So you're getting a lot of investigation. After them finding the nesting, area, Inosuke, Tanjiro is greeted by the demon, like out in this alleyway. And they're about to fight, like Tengen is searching. He's everywhere searching for his wives, but also trying to meet up with and find Tanjiro, because he's starting to sense that there's things are going on. He's trying to meet with Tanjiro, but he's kind of working his way over to where Zenitsu and Inosuke are as well.
Yep.
So it's just Tanjiro fighting. It's just him. Now we know that, like in his fights, he's been tested. He's been put to the test. He's been advancing. He has that a birthmark on his head, and to him, he's talking about it not being a birthmark. There's so much diversity that you learn in these episodes. As far as character development, you
Sure.
learn so much
Yeah.
more about Tanjiro. You learn so much more about Nezuko and their relationship. But in this episode, between fighting the upper moon, I mean, you learn
Yeah.
what he's made of. He's using his water technique, and in using that, he's thinking he's going to need to switch it up to the fire dance technique.
That's right.
And I mean, and this is something
The
that he's
sun.
been working on. I mean, we don't really see it. We only see it in battles. So to see him, unleash um, this fire dance, and for longer periods of time, because he's been exercising, he's been training, he's been working on breathing.
Yeah.
You just see like him put it all together, and he's just amazed. He's like, I can't believe I'm fighting, a demon.
Yeah, that he's able to hold his own against one of the upper six.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he also doesn't really think of himself. He's thinking about the others. Like, I hope the others are okay, and but they're at the other area, so they're like they're away and they're at the other area. I got to be able to protect them in case she's unleashed, right?
Yeah.
And oh my God, he's really put to the test, guys. I mean, she's throwing everything at him with her bands. All of a sudden, she gets she's basically telling him that he is worthless, like he's not worth the fight. And really what she's here for is for the Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
my
I
man.
know. Yeah, I saw him walking. What's going on,
Como
compadre?
está, papá? Como está, papá? Dude, my
Yeah.
man Chewy watched it yesterday, so he's with us right here.
Yeah,
He's
he
with us.
knows. He knows, you guys.
All
We're
right.
not just blowing smoke.
No, we are not, guys. So in this exchange, you are seeing him be put to the test. He's using his breathing skills, fire breathing skills in many different like forms. Like he's evolving. He's learned from Rengoku, obviously, from looking at him. And I think that's the beauty about him too, is that he's very analytical, just as Midoriya, if not better, I feel. Because he's pick up and go. Like he can go ahead and do things at the ready, and think of things properly to kind of get that advancement.
Yeah.
Let me just pass this back over to you as well. So I mean, I can get your take on it as well, because I want to know what you thought. I want to know what the chat is thinking as well. If they got a chance to watch Demon Slayer in this Entertainment District arc, I gotta tell you guys, it's amazing. But let me hand it back to Eric the Phoenix. Let him paint the perfect picture on this fight, because there's more, guys. I mean, he, we'll have to dish it back, because I got some things to say about what you're gonna get to, because you're gonna
No.
But
no, I mean, so just leading back into what Steven is saying about Tanjiro, and really demonstrating obviously the skills that he has as a water breathing Demon Slayer, but he said it many times that his body is not meant for that breath, you know what I mean? And so he had, during this time where they were at the mansion, he had been training, again, not specific to what we're actually privy in seeing, but he is starting to utilize more forms, in terms of in different strikes with the breath of the sun. And it's really saving him, because again, he is fighting one of the upper moons, and specifically this is the sixth moon, you guys. So just keep in mind that the one that took out Rengoku, I believe, was the third highest. So if you're looking at it in terms of strength and numbers, number 6 is maybe probably the weakest one out of these moons. And so but in hindsight, as we're looking, you guys, the amount of strength that she is demonstrating, and she's really not even trying, as Tanjiro is basically putting his body to maximum fatigue. He's really going at it, and he finally reaches to the point where his body, you guys, is starting to, he's realized through the training that if his body temperature starts to increase and starts to rise, he has a little bit better control over the breath of the sun. And I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense, right? The sun is hot, he's got to get his body into fighting form, in order to, activate and use this breath. And so he is going going off, you guys. He literally reaches to the point where he, I almost want to say that it is kind of comparable to what Rock Lee and Naruto when he's opening the gates. I mean, just a completely different transformation of Tanjiro, and so much so that the Daki is starting to get nervous because she's been whooping his ass all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Riding him like Zoro, and he is starting to put up more of a fight than what she thought. He's actually starting to cut her sash. He's getting closer. He's closing the distance, and he's like a possessed madman, with the katana blade. You know what I'm saying?
Can we just rewind that as well?
Yeah.
So let's also remember how he got there, right? Because I mean, you're getting to the good part right away, brother.
Yeah.
My God,
Yeah.
you're like this theatrical stuff. I don't want to watch. But
we're trying to get.
We have to
Oh
let
yeah,
know.
rewind it, baby, rewind it. Let's tell him about it.
All right, guys. So Eric's getting into the part where he just kind of is a possessed man, right? But before that, like he's holding his own. The sixth demon, she smells Hiroshima. So she goes from just regular, like, I'm just toying with him, into her full mode. So her hair changes, she just dyed her hair to go out with the Hiroshima or whatever.
Yeah, she's going to blood demon. She's using her blood demon form, seems as though.
And the stench of her is just choking the back of Tanjiro's neck. He just can't take it. But they're also in a city, guys, so it's packed. The city's packed. And what gets Tanjiro to that point are these oh yeah, he is. Wait until we get to the end, Chuche.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh man. So a guy comes out and starts talking this trash to the demon, and the demon's like, how dare this person talk trash? And she just goes into her full mode, and it's like her bands turn into like knives. Oh dang, Cryo
I
Prime.
know, I just saw Cryo Prime going on. What's happening, man?
Station Cryo.
Welcome,
safe
man.
driving.
Good to see
safe
you.
driving.
Yes, drive safe, brother.
So we get to see her max, form, her demon art, her blood art.
Yeah.
And Tanjiro sees it, and he like takes a hit of the sword. He still gets cut through. One of the guys gets his hand cut off, and he's telling the people in the city, get back. And
yeah, a lot of civilians are taking, the surrounding areas taking damage.
Yeah, you get the most graphic deaths in the rubble and everything like that, and it's a sad moment because these people are grieving for their loved ones, and Tanjiro being empathetic and loving to his family, loving to his sister, losing his family, two demons, feels like he has a responsibility, and he's telling the demon to come back, and she's like, "Oh, all you ugly people can just, like die. You guys are insignificant, and that's what gets him into the possessed mode, like the true demon slayer. He's already beat up, guys. He's gotten cut, and he's thinking about back to a family, right? His brother is talking to him. His brother's dead, and he's in his head, but he's also kind of going back to Rengoku's father. Rengoku's father, when we revisited last time, Rengoku's father, assaulted Tanjiro, and you go back, and he says, "Hey, I don't know much about, fire breathing, but what I know is those people that have, marks on their forehead that are born with it are a very limited batch of sun breathing. You're supposed to take fire breathing to the next level." And he's basically having a heart to heart with Tanjiro, telling him, about thank you for taking care of, my youngest son, but also crying for my oldest as he left. And quite the contrary, we find out that Tanjiro didn't really even have that birthmark. He saved his younger brother, got burnt, and then he got it into the final selection is where he got that scar. But he talks about he's in there with his brother as well, and his brother saying, I'm scared for you guys because you guys you're like, my sister has nothing to lose, but you guys are the same. And I fear for you guys because like those who don't care or take resolve into their own lives usually make those mistakes, and the only person I'm afraid of is for those that lose them.
Yep.
And he just goes into this soapbox speech of I can't let this happen to people. And all of a sudden he freaking Michael Jordan's onto the roof and just grabs that chick by the leg, dude, her geisha leg, and just cuts her. And
Yeah.
his guys, he has blood in his eyes. He's just fire breathing. He is set on fire. So enough
Yes.
of my yammering, Eric. Let's hit this.
No,
Segment.
no. I mean, I love it. You're really in bringing this flashback with Tanjiro, and kind of talking with his brother, with Rengoku's father. It's fitting, and it really does go along with the pace, because not only do we get to see a flashback from Tanjiro, but we're getting a perspective and a flashback, but not of her own, of Daki, because as Tanjiro is really now starting to push the pace forward and starting to cover ground with this match, Daki is starting to experience some memories of her own, but again, it's not her own. It's actually Mugen's memory, because you guys keep in mind that all of these upper sixes, they have the Demon King's blood running through their veins, you guys. So, and in battling Tanjiro, he is giving a he's monologuing right now with the Tadaki, and he's basically telling her the same words that his father, it seems as though, told I'm sorry, the demon Mugen. I'm sorry,
Mugen.
yeah, God, I got to cut the brakes off of that one. Mugen's memories, you know what I'm saying? So he's cowering, it seems. It's like, thank you, Chewie. Thank you, brother. And so she's learning that this kid is not any normal kid, and I can't just be toying with this guy, And all the while Tanjiro is holding his own, we get to see what Inosuke is encountering. What's going on? Some Wong's in the house, and I also saw my man Copy 801. What up, Copy? And Inosuke is also fighting, and he sees one of Tengen's wives that is sashed up inside, and of course he gets to see where Zenitsu kind of stumbled off to, right? And so the sash is actually putting up his fight against him, and he is more preoccupied with trying to get the humans out, but it's happening all at fast pace, and he's able to get a couple of slashes out, which sets free our man Zenitsu, and we get a couple of more helpers as we get to see Tengen's wives, Makio, Suma, and Hinatsaru or Hinatsuru. Yes. And so ironically enough, you guys, they're just basically like females of the trio. They really are taking on the resemblance of Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Tanjiro. But they're ninja, you guys, and they're throwing down and they're helping out, trying to defeat this demon. And so as they're putting up as best of a fight they can, we get to see this is where Tengen, with his sound, he was able to find Hinatsaru. That was also she was actually in another area where she's sashed up, and so he frees her. She tells him to go. He goes off like a rocket and just freaking plummets to the ground. Smashes, and he is basically taking care of business. All
TCB, baby.
Yes, indeed. And so now the battle is kind of being taken now from underground. He heads up to where Tanjiro is at, because Tanjiro has his back against the wall, you guys. And just as where we think that Tanjiro is going to be getting the worst beating of his life with 3 wives, he's automatically that's true.
You don't need to be jumped in.
Yeah, he's a big dog, he's a big buff guy, big burly man.
He's a sexy brother.
Yes. And so coming to Tanjiro's aid, you guys, we get Nezuko, who comes and she saves Tanjiro, and she's putting up a decent fight in the beginning, you guys, and she's basically reaching like kind of like her enraged demon form with this upper six, you guys, and she's getting slashed up, she's getting thrown against buildings, and this Maki or Daki is thinking like, what, like this girl is a cakewalk, I'm about to rip the rest of her body because I just ripped off her limbs and what have you. And yeah, that's right, Ninja Flash, baby. And so something within Nezuko sparks, and she starts to have a regeneration, with her limbs, and so impressive that Daki herself is saying, like, she just did that. Like, she's near, if not at my level of regeneration, and Nezuko, it goes from, teenage Nezuko to full blown, we're talking woman, full woman Nezuko, you know what I'm saying? Full body shape. She's matured and she's looking mean and tough, and she is taking all of her frustration out on Daki, you guys. And what I mean frustration, she is putting the whooping on Daki, you guys. And
whooping.
Yeah, and she has these specific markings. It looks like vines that are kind of interwoven or tattooed, almost as if it were on her body. She's starting to grow a horn. But she is growing to the point where she's like bloodlust now. She has no control over, what she's doing, kind of like Naruto in that, Kyujibi form, just a mindless beast that is just on the rampage killing. And so she is really digging in Daki's ass, you guys. And so Tanjiro really does get to see, yes, indeed.
He freaking mollywopped him.
Yes, and with that being said, Daki is getting pushed against the wall. She is no longer in control of this battle. But in the same regards, Tanjiro sees and smells what, like, Nezuko is doing, and he comes to after kind of getting knocked out. He comes to, and he's trying to help Nezuko kind of regain, because now she's basically become to the point where she might hurt other humans. She gets close as if she's going to, you guys. And this, if you guys have seen it, this is not in Nezuko's true heart. And so the demon blood is just really overtaking her. And Tanjiro is getting, he's having to basically pull his sword out to, as a mouthpiece to try to get her to calm down. And so, we get Tengen that comes to the rescue. Again, we got our pillar saving the day, and he basically tells Tanjiro, like, you got to shut her up, sing her a lullaby, you know what I mean? And that's really fitting, because we're getting that from the sound pillar. And so Tanjiro, we get a really tender moment while this chaos is really happening, and Tanjiro is singing his young sister a lullaby that their mother sang to her. And finally, this is the trick that did it, and it does revert Nezuko back to her young child form, and to the point, and she's full of tears, you guys. It really is a touching moment, again, with all the chaos that's going on. Like, I feel like the anime really does a beautiful job in really taking you from one end of the emotional spectrum to the next. And so with that being said, we get we do get the Hashirama being able to slice off Daki's head. However, you guys,
coming in,
I'm going to pass it over to Steve, because I know this is something that he has been waiting to talk about.
Oh my God. So guys, when he's talking to Tanjiro, he comes in already, cuts her head off, and she's like, stupefied that her head's on the floor. She's like, what the heck just happened?
Yep.
Even Tanjiro is like, what happened? The thing I can piggyback off of what Eric said is it takes you from adventure moments to where you're like, oh my God. And it's like split moment stuff. It also, what's cracking, geeking out with Roscoe, man.
What's
Dude,
going
he's
on,
a
Roscoe?
beatboxing brother, man. My beatboxing brother.
I love hearing that. He's the man.
Dude, he's super talented, right?
Yeah.
So going back into it, I mean, you see, like Tanjiro or Nezuko reminiscing of her mother. That got me like heartfelt, because it was just like,
of course,
a lot of the family sequences with them is very heartfelt, because they've died by demons' hands. They're still not whole. They're still dealing with it on a daily. At times, they still remember. They blame themselves.
Yep.
But you get, you get Tenge there, and you get the demon saying that, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, you just chopped my head, and it's the head sitting there. He's like basically like, you shut up. Like, I'm looking for the stronger one, and so she's crying. She's like, I'm a 6, like she's a LA 6, guys. She's
Yeah.
a yeah,
Yeah.
she's a level 6 demon. So,
Yeah.
she's having this moment, a breakdown, and you guys, this is where we are exposed to thinking that this moon is the 6th moon, but she has a brother.
Yeah. Little do we know, the true threat shows its face.
The truth that
Yeah.
threat, dude, the one that's doing all the murders in these times. Sure, we have the geisha feeding in her area, but all these other murders have been him. Like, he's been just slaying the town. So you get him coming in, but you see also Tenge, like, and how fast he is. Like, he explodes right into it, sees the moment, he has both of his swords, misses it by an inch, and he notices that his enemy's fast.
Yeah,
And
Gyutaro. Gyutaro is our demon's name, you guys, and he is no joke. He is no joke.
oh
Quite the
man,
opposite of what Daki Beautiful this guy is. Real rugged looking.
ugly as sin.
He is god awful ugly. You know what I'm saying? But he's got these blood sickles that they don't mess around. So as Steven, I'm going to pass it back to you again to really paint the picture of this battle sequence between our pillar and Gyutaro.
Okay, guys. So as we get this dialogue between them, but you really get to see the pillars and why they are the pillars, why they are you know the top.
Yeah.
And like, you see the fight sequences in this season were just top notch.
Yeah.
Like, they just keep getting better and better after these episodes, guys. I mean, we're painting the picture for you guys, but if you go back to watch these last episodes, these are just bar none some of the best anime you see. They've transcended angling,
Yeah.
shots moving forward, dashes, everything that you could really feel
Yeah.
like you could possibly, like, feel like in a like real animated style.
Yeah.
And
God tier animation, you guys.
Jesus Christ. So Tenge is fighting. He has great grip on his sword. His sword are like two swords, but he has a chain, so he could spin it around. He is the last of the ninja clan in this area as well.
Hmm.
So let's
Yep.
just kind of say he's the last standing in his family. His
Hmm.
family all had to kill each other to show that they were the top tier. His father was not what like, what he didn't want to be his father. He was a very
Yeah.
loving character, right? Despite his flashy and his stoic, like, body type. I mean, he's just cut to the gills. He's holding his own fighting, but he's also assessing the matter
Yeah.
because he has to understand how to beat these demons, right? So he comes to the conclusion, okay, so if I chopped her head off, I wasn't, and she didn't die, I have to do it at the same time,
Yeah.
basically. So he's like, it's going to be hard, but he's up to the test. The beautiful part about this, guys, is this fight sequence. He uses, like, his prowess, and you see his ear, like, it spreads out. This scene spreads out into this beautiful white sequence of him hearing nobody in the area. And he's like, all right, it's free to go. He knocks himself,
Yep.
like, down with these bombs, and these bombs, what they do is they create um a moment where he can have an advantage to cut at demons and to really hurt them.
Yeah.
And the demons are also smart. They're also assessing the matter. Well, the brother is, because
Yes.
the sister is dumb as bricks.
Yeah, she's whining and complaining that her head got chopped off, and he's, really not paying any attention to her. And so, she's looking for the trio now so that she could get some redemption.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you see this fight. You see, like, this beautiful fight sequence of him just hitting these bombs up. He's dropping them down to his level, and
Yep.
that the fight exudes, man. I mean, you get everybody, like, running to the fray. You get Tanjiro in a moment of like, fatigue. You think he's fatigued, but he knows that he has to get into the fight. And then you see Inosuke come in. You see Zenitsu come in, and they're all in an all-out brawl,
Yeah.
guys. I mean, Zenitsu and Inosuke take Daki and Tanjiro and Tengen,
Yeah.
they take the brother.
Yeah.
And with that, man, let me hand that back to you so you can go over this fight sequence, Eric.
No, I mean, so now we have the two demons split up. We have our parties, like as Steven said, we got a sleeping Zenitsu, which you guys know, a sleeping Zenitsu is our best warrior Zenitsu, you guys. So we're getting an opportunity to see him in his sleep, kind of dormant form or warrior form. And he's able to communicate still, like he's aware of what's going on, but he's asleep and he's communicating with Inosuke, and they're working on Daki up on the rooftops, while Tanjiro is down with Tengen fighting Gyutaro, and Gyutaro is just on another level, you guys. This is really does paint the picture of the skill set of what these upper moons are gonna be, like how strong, like boss level, like they're gonna be. And these last few episodes really made me nervous, because it really does show you the significant amount of power that they're capable of to use. And the fighting, you know what I mean, they're skilled warriors, and they've between the two of them, they've gone through 15 Hashiramas, you guys. So their count as far as killing their upper level demon slayers are high. So Tengen and Tanjiro are trying to figure out how they're going to be able to defeat Gyutaro. And Daki is basically now kind of playing the long distance game, where she's really putting her sashes to work, keeping Inosuke and Zenitsu at a distance. Though, and as many times as they're kind of closing it, they're also getting pushed back, you guys. And so we get Hinatsuru that comes to the aid of Tengen, because we do get some touching flashbacks with Tengen and his wives, and they truly do love him. And it does seem that Tengen has a little bit more of a special place in his heart for Hinatsaru. And so she comes in, regardless of her being told to flee. She comes back and she starts to throw these kunais at Gyutaro, the upper six, and he's thinking like, they're just kunais, they're going to do nothing. But he can smell something that's on them, and so he knows that it's that Wishire plant scent that the demons, it really does affect them in a tremendous way. And so he knows that he needs to kind of get out of there. And while this is happening, Tengen just goes in for the rush. And again, he's a ninja, you guys. So the ninjas are very much used to the body sacrificing, like inflicting damage. They're known to they're just disciplined in that way. He takes a couple of kunais himself. And so he realizes that the kunai is now stuck on him. By watching this season, I remember this arc was so good. I completed. Yes, I have to get back into it.
Pacino, man, we're gonna warm up to the end, my brother. This is only the tip, man.
Yeah, it's the tip of the iceberg, as you guys know. And so with these, with this battle going on, our upper moon really does display a particular amount of skill. What's going on, Brandon? Welcome,
Brando.
Man. Good
to see you,
man.
Mr. Rewind, man. Go ahead and check my man's weekly wrap up with Billy Comics. Gotta check it out, man. They keep you on the up and up, man. My man Brando's a reader, man.
Oh yeah,
keep you on the up and up with the moderns, on the classics, on the up and up.
Check a true historian, man. True historian,
my brother.
Yes, indeed. And so, you guys, continuing on with this, Gyutaro is clearly pushing the pace of this fight between Tanjiro and Tengen. He knows that Tanjiro is just kind of a lower level, that he's not anything really to worry about. And so as close as they continue to get with, kind of decapitating his head and this and that, like they're really turning this town upside down, you guys. There's just like by the end of this battle, there is completely like nothing left of this. It's just all up in shambles. And they get to the point where Tengen is really trying to protect Tanjiro now, because he knows that his body is fatigued. He's just pushed to the limit. So as Gyutaro is about to stick his blood sickle up, Tanjiro's face, you guys, Tengen swaps him out, says, "All right, player, like it's my turn," and he goes at it, you guys, and so the battle is now split up between them, and Tanjiro is basically now forced to kind of join Inosuke and Zenitsu with Daki, and he's able to pull himself together enough to aid them, and so they figured out a plan on what they're going to be able to do, and so they finally utilize our boy Inosuke, Breath of the Beast, to because he's the one that is going to be able to really get this girl out of here. Late night comics in the house. What's going down?
No, it's all good, brother. It's all good. We're getting to the meat and potatoes right now.
Yes, indeed, man. We're just glad you're here to join us. And so Tanjiro and Zenitsu, their part to play in this particular battle is they're basically making a clear runway for Inosuke to go in a straight line to Daki to cut that head of hers off. And they're definitely successful in doing so. You really do get a beautiful dance with the lightning and water dance, really working together in a really peaceful yet fast-paced unison. And Inosuke, our beast warrior, just going straight for the kill, and he gets these blades just bam, like right there in her, and she's saying like Daki is thinking that she really doesn't have anything to worry about because these blades are not necessarily are going to give her the clean cut, so she's not really concerned. However, Inosuke is a wild beast, you guys, and so he does breath form too, and he starts to cleaver this girl. You know what I'm saying? Like the butcher cleavers off, chorizo or what have you, off that meat stick. He's just getting that off, and so he's successful in nearly successful in getting this. However, again, we really get to see the difference in skill set and levels of how powerful Gyutaro, Daki's brother, is, and he comes in at the nick of time, and it sticks his meat cleaver clean through Inosuke's heart, and Tanjiro is like, "What's going on? Where's Tengen?" And we get to see through the rubble, the smoke is starting to set. We see a fallen Tengen. What's going on? Black Crown. What's happening?
Brother,
welcome, brother.
Yeah, they were killing it, right?
Oh yeah.
Brother, we weren't even going to start the show, man. We were like,
we were almost late to our own show, baby. And so we see a fallen Tengen. Literally, one hand is clean cut off, you guys, yet still holding his own blade, which again is still shows like the warrior, but he is down and out, and Tanjiro gets sidetracked. Zenitsu has to push him off this building because Gyutaro is going to be on the assault, and everybody now is just beat to a pulp, you guys, beat to a pulp. And so with that being said, I know Steven is definitely going to get into this, you guys. So I hope you're sitting down for this. Strap in, because this is heavy.
Dude, I want to get into the living color fire Marshall Bill and go, and just let him have it, dude.
Yes.
Oh my god, man.
Yes, Steven, let's hear it.
Okay, so we're at rooftop. We open up to this last episode. Well, second to last. This next episode is going to be it, guys.
Yes.
We open up to Zenitsu again pushing, Tanjiro off of the building. Basically, Daki is using her band attack, and you see Tanjiro blaming himself. He's saying, "I'm sorry, Zenitsu. I shouldn't have took my eyes off. I should have been able to help you." He looks at Inosuke. Inosuke is just down on the ground. We know that he's been poisoned and stuff like that. He's just lying there, helpless, and he also blames himself for Tengen. He's like, I shouldn't have left Tengen. I should have stayed with him and kept fighting to the very end.
Yeah.
And then he also says, "Sorry, Nezuko," and he falls. And you get this real wholesome moment with his sister, and his sister's basically saying, "You shouldn't apologize, and you need to stop apologizing." And she kind of just wraps it up to, like, if you were poor, would you be ashamed? Should you not be happy? And then she also reverts to her father and says, like, dad was a hardworking man and he was sick and it couldn't be helped. Rather than, harbor in it, we need to move forward. We need to improve. We need to grow.
Yes.
You see him wake up, and she tells him, like, I wish you could understand me, and she says it twice. He wakes up and the place is in rubbles, guys. Place is in rubbles. He's wondering where the hell he's at. He's looking for everybody. And he gets worried. He thinks about her. He turns around and, the crate's open and she's just sitting there, in baby mode, cute as a bell.
Yeah, snoozing.
And as he's turning, there goes this
Gyataro
right there. And Gyataro just basically like punks him. He just basically takes a liking to him. He tells him, you're such a disgrace. You're a disgrace, like to your friends and your family. And is that your little sister, like, or your big sister? And, like, he's kind of like scared in this moment. And he's like, my little sister. And he's like, even more disgraceful. You can't even protect her. She's a demon. She could probably protect you, but she's in this little frail mode. He's like, but I could see, like, you're trying to protect her. And he like snaps his fingers back.
Yeah,
just clean, really quick. And he's like, in shock. Oh man, Zen
guys,
multiverse.
What's going on, Zen? Good to see you, man.
And so you get into this, and my God, like, he basically is talking to him, and he's basically telling him, hey, I got an idea. Like, why don't you become a demon? And he's like, we can be friends, like, and you could be stronger, you could protect your sister. And Tanjiro takes off, and he's after him. He's just kicking him into the building. But this is where you see Tanjiro being a smart person, like just as smart on the battlefield. And going into the rubble, he finds one of the kunais that has the poison in it. And he ends up at the very end, face to face with Gyagaru. And Gyagaru is basically telling him, this is it. You either become a demon or I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to kill your sister too, because I don't care for that. Sister's over there just like, I'm not with that.
Yeah, I'm not behind that.
You get the final moments, and you get like a final moment of humanity where you think Tanjiro's going to bite, and he looks up and he's just like, like he's going to cry, or like he just wants to, like, there's a moment. It's a very dramatic moment. And you see the, Gyagaru tell him, oh, you humans, just that's your, way of just crying. He's like, but tears don't only go down. And Tanjiro, being the G that he is, he just says,
Yeah.
I was just waiting for you for that special moment. We know his head is hard as a rock. He headbutts the hell out of Gyagaru. And Gyagaru in his head is saying, oh, just a shitty headbutt, like, I'll recover fast. But he can't, because Tanjiro stabbed him with the kunai, with the poison.
Yep.
And now, you guys, with broken fingers and all, no grip on his left hand, picks up and hits that sun breathing technique.
Yes.
Just cracks him on the neck, guys. And as you get Zenitsu busting out of the rubble.
Yep.
In first form, going God tier, just shooting out like a shooting star up in the air. And hits Daki with the finishing move. And he's almost ready, like, to cut her head. It's starting to sever.
Yeah,
so they're doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so much so that she needs her sash right now, you guys, to basically kind of keep her whole head together. You know what I'm saying? Because he's at godlike speed right now.
Oh my God. And in this sequence, like, you see both of them. You see Zenitsu making sense of it. He's like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Tanjiro got us it. We gotta,
pull through.
Adversity needs to come through.
Yep.
And you see Daki, like, talking shit to Zenitsu, basically saying, like, I'm gonna cut you into rivets before you even cut my head off. And in comes our mountain man, Inosuke, man, just like frailing around. Like, he's basically told them that, like, because he's in beast mode, he's able to just move his organs,
vital organs,
it's no problem. And that since he's in the mountains, he is immune to poisons as well. And he gets at the other end, ready to cut. And unfortunately for Tanjiro, he's losing, guys. He's losing his stamina, and he's backing up. This sequence, guys, this episode, I cannot tell you. If you guys are on Demon Slayer, if you're caught up, you need to watch this episode. This episode is amazing. The fight sequences will bring a tear to your eye. The imagery, the imagination, the animation, all the flames look lifelike and real, like it's coming out of the TV. It is just what you would call an ecstasy of gold soundtrack fight scene.
Yeah.
My God, you get Tanjiro waving back, and he's saying, "I cannot, give. I need to fight to the end." And as Gyagaru is going to hit him with the sickle of the eye, in comes Tengen. Dude just basically stopped his heart with his muscles to keep living. Comes back, saves the day. You hear a clash, and then you get the big showdown, guys. You get Hashirama versus the upper sixth.
Upper six, that's right.
The beauty about this, guys, is that he lets out his power technique. He's able to see the sounds of the attack coming towards him, and the sequence is just all fast paced. It's just amazing. The slashes, the panning around, the destruction. I mean, you get to see the level of what a Hashirama is. I mean, it is just the expectations for me were just like, I had to watch that thing 3 times, guys, last night.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, that's how good it was. But let me go ahead and pass it to Eric, because Eric, let's end.
No, I mean, as we're closing this out, you guys. I mean, this episode is definitely going to make your heart pound. With nerves. You know what I'm saying? You get nervous because of the skill set of these moons. But they are successful in their attempt, you guys. But it doesn't come without a price. They're really having to work together to make sure that they can solidify both of these two demons' heads getting cut off. And while you get the resistance from all parties going, and the force, it ends up coming with the victory from our demon slayers. You guys are successful in the battle, and they are able to cut Gyutaru's head. But again, it doesn't come without a price, because Tanjiro gets a sickle right through his neck, upward to his cheek, you guys. And so even then, he's coaching himself through this, like, push past the pain. You can do this. We need to do this. We need to get this W, and so they are successful. They lop both of these guys' heads off. Very dramatic, sister brother head rolling towards each other. However, it's not quite over yet, you guys, because while Tanjiro is trying to get his breathing under control, because he's really taking a vital blow, and he could hear Tengen kind of as he's kind of in between, like, passing out and staying awake. He hears Tengen, like, to control his breathing, Tanjiro, you need to, and as he's losing the hearing, his hearing is gone now, but his vision is still there, barely. And Tengen is trying to make his way towards Tanjiro, and off goes the demon blood. Gyutaru sets off as his final attack, his kind of sickle spiral like move, where it just goes all over the place, and it really does. It's like a bomb went off in this place, and everybody is now scattered, and the whereabouts, everybody's safety is basically unknown at this point, you guys. So they really did. They could have easily left this episode as our final and left us on a cliffhanger. But thank goodness, you guys, they are not going to do that to us. We are going to get one other episode within this part. But this last episode, you guys really did, set the tone for everything within the Demon Slayer series. What's going to be on ahead? What kind of battles we're going to be expecting to see, and the test that these Demon Slayers are going to be put to. So, I mean, with that being said, you guys, that was a whopper, you guys. So we thank you for sticking with us. For those of you guys that are catching this on the rewind, I hope you guys got an opportunity to watch this. This is going to be Cryo Prime came confirmed. I love it, but I love it.
45 minutes.
Thank you for that confirm right there.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yes, indeed. So, we do appreciate you guys sticking around with us, and we hope you guys enjoyed, are basically the catch up and the rundown of, Demon Slayer, you guys. And so with that being said, we got a couple of announcements, you guys, going on, for what's up ahead. A whopper. That's right. On Candy Swag. We got top picks tonight, you guys. 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying? 20, 30 minutes. So, the catch that breather, get some dinner or something, and, come right back and see what's going on with our top picks.
Oh man. And then you got Tuesday, you got Comic Lovers. You got a video with our boys over at the CBSI Ben. So we talk about comic lovers, like comic horse love what's out there now. What's out there back then, whatever it is, we're comic loving. Then you got Wednesday, you got geek driven, man. You got movies and shows, The Last of Book of Boba. Then you got Thursday, Mondo Mail Call with 22 comics, our special guest, man.
Love it.
Man, we are just packed to the gills, guys. With that being said, we want to thank you guys. Much love. Put your sword back in your hilt. Get you some, get you some Demon Slayer, guys. If you guys are not watching this, highly recommend it. It will transform you into. There's always a new anime that people are like, that's the one, and they get into it. Don't let this not be the one that you don't jump on, or even
don't let it pass you by. Don't let it pass you by. It's definitely worth the watch, you guys, for sure. And and I mean, kind of going on. Just want to make one more announcement as far as for next week with FANime Talk goes. You guys, be on the lookout on IG. We're going to be making an announcement because we are next Monday is going to be Valentine's Day, you guys. So we're definitely going to get you guys involved, or want to get you guys involved. So again, be on the lookout on IG, for the announcements to come. And with that being said, you guys, if you want to view it right, Anime for Life.
Much love,
guys. Peace out.
Later, brothers and sisters.